Plant therapy. Hello, I'm Elsie Piron, and I am a junior at Bridgewater Raritan High School, and I'm here today to talk about plant therapy and the mental health crisis in our community. So, as some of you may know, mental health is a very big problem, and it continues to rise, especially after the coronavirus and during it. Mental health has gotten worse. So, we're in a very big mental health crisis, and I am trying to address that through plant therapy and through spreading information about plant therapy. I want to help the community grow and help the community heal in this time. So I am doing this through my Girl Scout Gold Award project, which is where the Girl Scout, which would be me, takes a community problem and tries to resolve it or work to fix it and have a long-lasting effect. So the community problem I addressed is mental health. Now, mental health is a very broad topic, so I am focusing more in on depression and anxiety, which are very common mental health illnesses. So I am connecting mental health with the community through the use of plant therapy and through the communication of it and just getting the word out. I feel that plant therapy is a very underrated form of therapy. Many people may have heard of it and may have heard of parts of it, but it is very deep, it's very vast, and there's lots of different aspects of plant therapy that you might have never heard of or never known. It really does make that effect on your health. So I want to help the community through this mental health crisis and try to create another outlet for people to use and for people to learn. So going into plant therapy, what is plant therapy? According to the American Horticultural Therapy Association, it's the engagement of a person in gardening and plant-based activities facilitated by a trained therapist to achieve specific therapeutic treatment goals. Now, this quote explains how it is through the use of a trained therapist. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be. If you want to do it without having a therapist, you can, by all means, do it. Plant therapy is easy. It's all natural based. It's not like taking medicine or signing up for classes. You could do it yourself. You could do it with a friend or with your family, and it is plant-based, gardening, natural. So these are the four major aspects of plant therapy: food and diet, gardening and plant care, time in nature, and essential oils. So starting off, explaining how you could incorporate plant therapy into our lives. We're going to start off with food and diet, as it's the first listed. So I have a quote saying, "Those with better quality diets were less likely to be depressed, whereas a higher intake of processed and unhealthy foods was associated with the increase of anxiety." Now, every food you put into your body has an impact. And as you may know, it impacts your physical health, but it also impacts your mental health because foods have reactions inside your body, and the chemicals in it, the bacteria in it, it all affects your overall health. So this is a quick list of healthy foods that have a positive impact on your mind and body. So starting out with dark leafy greens. Foods such as kale, spinach, and broccoli, they're all a part of a healthy diet because they're loaded with vitamins and minerals like magnesium, potassium, folate, and vitamin B12. So consuming more of these foods can improve your mood and decrease feelings of depression and anxiety. Healthy fats. Foods like oily fish, avocado, and extra virgin olive oil. These healthy fats have anti-inflammatory properties that could help prevent symptoms of depression and lift your mood. Berries. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, they are all low in sugar and high in fiber and vitamin C. So vitamin C can help regulate cholesterol levels, which is a key hormone released during stress that causes anxiety. Nuts and legumes. So foods like walnuts, almonds, beans, and lentils are staples of healthy eating. These are all loaded with healthy fats, protein, fiber, and magnesium, linked to reducing anxiety and depression. Fermented foods. So research has indicated that you can improve your mood and mental health by adding foods like yogurt, sauerkraut, and pickles to your diet to help encourage the growth of healthy gut bacteria. Fruits. So higher level of antioxidants in the blood from plant sources have been associated with consumption of fruits, as well as vegetables, nuts, and soy. Seeds. Eating seeds high in tryptophan could be an effective treatment for social anxiety disorder. Green tea. So green tea is just an overall mood booster. Have a cup of green tea in the morning and starting off your day on the right side of the bed. So these are a list of foods to avoid, foods that have negative effects on your body and your mental health. This includes refined sugar. So simple sugars found in candy or soda can cause blood sugar levels to spike and drop. This could lead to bursts of energy followed by lethargy and possible depression. So fluctuations in blood sugar can also worsen many symptoms associated with anxiety. Foods high in trans fats. Eating foods high in trans fats like potato chips, pizza, and fast foods are all linked to decreasing serotonin levels. So these foods affect your mental health by causing inflammation, and they could prevent the production of omega-3 fatty acids that improve brain function and mental health. Caffeine. So too much coffee can leave you feeling shaky and anxious. If you suffer from anxiety, it would be a good idea to limit or cut out caffeine to lessen the symptoms of hypertension. So instead of drinking caffeine, try drinking caffeine-free herbal tea. It tends to have a more relaxing or soothing effect, and that includes green tea. Alcohol. People often think of alcohol as a mood elevator, but it's actually a depressant. More so, alcohol increases anxiety symptoms the morning after drinking, particularly after overrejuvenating. So alcohol can reduce your quality of sleep as well, and that definitely affects your overall mood the next day when you wake up. So in the moment, alcohol could leave you feeling good, but the day after, it really does affect your mental health. Highly processed foods. So limiting or avoiding convenient options like frozen dinners, instant ramen, and any products with added sugar or loads of sodium can boost your mood by increasing serotonin. So those processed foods are just bad for you. They do decrease the amount of serotonin that is produced. So limiting them will increase that serotonin. So this is the Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet is followed by people who consume healthy foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein. So these people have 25 to 35% lower risk of depression than those who eat high levels of sugar and processed foods. Now, the Mediterranean diet could be something that like a therapist tells you to do. Like you need to go on this Mediterranean diet because it has excellent statistics. It is proven to really help your mental health. Now, if you want to start working with plant therapy and start using food as a form of healing, you don't necessarily have to go on the Mediterranean diet. Simply by cutting out some of the unhealthy foods or just overall decreasing the amount of unhealthy foods you take and increasing the amount of healthy foods. It's more of a lifestyle change that over a period of time does have a very positive impact on your mental health and your physical health. You'll notice a difference. So gardening and plant care. This has to do with relaxation, responsibility, and frustrations. So with relaxation, gardening gives the mind a break and a chance to clear. It encourages relaxations and can distance from the pressures in life. So if you're feeling stressed out, you could go outside, start gardening. or like work on your garden if you have one already. Helps you get out of the house, into the sun, focus on something else. Your hands are moving, your brain is actively working on something other than all of the stress and all of the work you may be doing that's causing you anxiety or causing you depression. So it really does help distance yourself from those pressures. Responsibility. Nurturing another living being can teach a level of responsibility. It gives the person struggling an obligation and increases compassion. So this could be specifically helpful to people struggling with depression and have suicidal thoughts. Nurturing another living being, helping something else grow and learn how to live, could help yourself grow and learn how to live, especially someone who's struggling with their own self-love, self-appreciation, and like responsibility. Having a plant, having something that you're taking care of, it creates a whole nother level of compassion and understanding if you really try to look past just what you're doing and that like the greatness of growing something else. Frustrations. So when feeling down or frustrated, cutting plants or weeding is a good way to release pent-up emotions. If you were mad about something, angry, had a bad day, go outside and like rip out those weeds. It could help. It helps you get out those pent-up emotions. And not only does it help you get out of your house, get into the sun and get into nature, it puts you in a very healing environment. So the chemical impact. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is a synthesizer of serotonin. Serotonin is like the happy hormone. It gives you happiness. It produces happiness in your body. And vitamin D helps that. And vitamin D you get from the sun. So vitamin D is the vitamin produced from the sun, and from your body gets it from being outside, being in the sun. So as stated with the frustrations part of gardening and plant care, not only can you escape from your house and focus on something else, but you are put into a healing environment where your body is soaking up vitamin D, and it is helping your brain function to create more serotonin and more happiness. So gardening is ranked number 4 on the Get Happy meter. And a fun fact, spending times in homes and areas filled with plants can boost your memory and heighten your attention span. So our next big topic, time in nature. So when exercising or spending time in the sun, serotonin and dopamine levels are proven to increase. Staying inside all the time is unnatural and unhealthy for humans. So everyone needs time in the sun to produce enough vitamin D to stay healthy. So you could think of this as humans are a type of animal. We are made to be outside in the sun, and our bodies need vitamin D to stay happy and healthy. The more vitamin D, the better. So humans aren't made to be pent up in a room. That's not the physical aspect of our bodies. Our bodies need the sun and want the sun and crave the sun to be happy and as healthy as possible. Another aspect of time in nature is exercise. So exercise with depression. So a recent study done by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that running for 15 minutes a day or walking for an hour could reduce the risk of major depression by 26%. It promotes all kinds of changes in the brain, including neural growth, reduced inflammation, and new activity patterns that promote the feeling of calm and well-being. It also releases endorphins, which endorphins are powerful chemicals in your brain that energize your spirits and make you feel good. And finally, it's a distraction. It allows you to find some quiet time, like break out of the cycle of negative thoughts that feed the depression. And that also goes along with anxiety. So with anxiety, it relieves tension and stress. It boosts physical and mental energy and enhances the well-being through the release of endorphins. And it also creates mindfulness. So when moving around, when walking or running, try to notice the sensation of your feet hitting the ground. For example, the rhythm of your breathing or the feeling of the wind on your skin. By adding this mindfulness element, really focusing on your body and how it feels as you exercise, you'll not only improve your physical condition faster, but you'll also be able to interrupt the flow of constant worries running through your head. So it helps you control your body, control what you're thinking, control what you're feeling, and break out of the vicious cycle of negative thoughts. And finally, our last topic is essential oils. So essential oils are basically plant extracts. They're made by steaming or pressing various parts of a plant to capture the compounds that produce fragrance. So using essential oils is a form of aromatherapy, and it can also be used for increasing your mood or calming nerves. Now, many essential oils have various different types of effects and can help your body in so many different ways. But specifically to depression and anxiety, I have some scents listed, some oils listed that target those two mental illnesses specifically. So, as an example, lemon oil. Many people find the citrusy scent of lemon oil a mood booster. And you may know it as being in homemade cleaning products. I know one of the most popular ones is Lysol, like disinfectant spray. It's got that lemon scent. It's in a yellow bottle. Lemon oil, people are attracted to. People love the scent. It makes you happier, boosts the mood, and it is used in marketing and it is used in cleaning because when you're cleaning, you want to have that happy feeling. Lavender, for anxiety also. So many people find the scent of lavender relaxing. Lavender is often used to help relieve stress and anxiety, and it also promotes good sleep, which definitely boosts your mood, getting a good night's sleep. So after going into the basics of plant therapy and the four major concepts and topics of it, we're going to dive into the problem. So what is the problem? What is plant therapy addressing? It's addressing mental health and the mental health crisis in our community. So it targets anxiety and depression, and through the coronavirus, also isolation. And isolation has definitely fed to the crisis, to anxiety and depression in people. It's caused an increase in mental health, increase in mental health illnesses, and has definitely just aided to the issue. So this is the estimated number of citizens struggling in Somerset County, 132,935. So this is around 40% of listed people struggling. And I'm sure it is more than this because there are many people that are struggling behind the door, struggling alone, who haven't told anybody, who haven't reached out. So I'm sure this number is greater, but this is the basic estimated amount. And this is a ton of people. So like every 4 in 10 people in Somerset County are struggling. So if you think about that on a scale of classrooms, 20 kids in a class, 8 of those kids are struggling with some sort of mental health issue. So facts about depression. It's a complex mental disorder where every person feels different symptoms. It includes emotional, physical, and cognitive symptoms. It causes negative mood and decreased pleasure in doing things. It can lead to poor appetite, sleep troubles, and suicidal thoughts, as well as so many other symptoms. The list can go on and on. Facts about anxiety. Anxiety disorders cause people to have excessive fear or worry on a daily basis. So anxiety can cause people to avoid situations or change the way they live. Experiencing anxiety is normal, but when intensified, it can cause panic attacks and negative physical effects. So the COVID effect on mental health. As stated before, the pandemic has definitely not helped mental health. The whole being isolated, whether you're with a family or alone, it doesn't feel good. So for depression, the feeling of loneliness while being isolated, the feeling that you're alone when the world is at a very sad state, not knowing when everything will go back to normal, constant fear or anxiety, decreasing your mood, especially if people you know are getting sick, people you know were dying. It's very sad. The world is in a very sad state, and of course that is going to affect people's mental health, and especially depression. And then for anxiety, it has a bigger impact on anxieties of everyday life, getting used to doing things outside of your comfort zone again, like also social anxiety and seeing people in public. So being isolated, you're stuck in your house, you're stuck with the same 4 people you're living with, or if you're alone, even worse. But once you go out to the store, see somebody you haven't seen in over a year, had a full conversation, that creates a whole nother level of anxieties that people are facing. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to this person in so long. How do I even hold a conversation? Getting back to the normal, especially now that things are opening back up, people are getting back outside, going to school. There's a whole nother issue of social anxiety that a lot of people didn't have before, but after being isolated for so long, that is introduced, and that is social anxiety is created. So the mental health rates before and during COVID. So from January to June 2019, it was 11% of adults reporting symptoms of anxiety disorder or depressive disorder. 11%. And January 2021, 41.1%. So that's over 30% increase in adults with mental health disorders. Now, this is obviously just statistics proving that the coronavirus has not helped mental health. It's gotten worse, and more people need help. More people need support from your community, from the people who aren't struggling, or even the people who are struggling. The community needs to get together and really help each other out. And one way they could do that is through plant therapy. So plant therapy can help. It lowers suicidal feelings, it increases your mood, and it gives you ways to cope. So even if you're not specifically struggling, if you know somebody who is struggling, if you're suspicious of somebody who's struggling, reaching out to them and just being like, hey, like, I know everybody's been having a hard time. Like, just know I'm there for you. And if you want to share plant therapy, please do. Plant therapy can help, and there are many different ways you've learned. If you're into exercising, go exercise, go outside. Even if it's cold, the sun is what helps. And if you're not into exercising and you want to try planting, like, get a garden. You could easily make a garden, or have plants inside your house. You don't even need to have a garden. If you don't have garden space, you could have a potted plant inside your house. Clearly, there are so many ways that you could become involved in plant therapy and help the people around you become involved. in plant therapy, and it could help, especially with your diet. Not only will it help your mental health, but also your physical health. And it will help you get back out there, prepare to return to normal, especially during this pandemic. So, as a parting quote from Abby Reed, plants are a symbol of life and can influence those around them. Now, I really encourage everybody who watched this, if you're watching it, to please even tell parents, tell somebody about plant therapy, share this video with them, and do it yourself. If you don't suffer from anxiety or depression, but on a day are feeling down, feeling anxious, reach out to plant therapy. There is definitely a part of it for you that can specifically help you. So thank you so much for listening to this through. If you have any questions, you could email me at lcpiron@outlook.com, and I will get back to you as quick as possible. Also, it might be there, but there is a Google form that I created. Every question is optional. It's really quick. If you want to fill it out, please do. It has to do with my project. I'm getting, I need to get feedback from my audience, from my community, and see how many people I really am impacting. So if you listen to this through, please take a look at the form, and even you share the form, share it with people that you don't know, because you could complete the form without watching the video. It's just for me to get an idea. It's totally anonymous, for me to get an idea of what the community needs, how everyone's feeling, and how it could help more. So thank you very much.